subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic SeanzViewEnt, your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash SeanzViewEnt.
You know, after last night's WWE SmackDown, the Blue Brand on a Friday night on the USA Network, as many people said, it was good, it was solid, it was strong, it was sunny, it was, all these positive things. But really, when I sat back and looked over SmackDown again, I saw not one, not two, not 8, but 10 glaring problems with SmackDown last night, the Blue Brand. And we're going to get into that right now. We got the strongest problems and criticisms. SmackDown was cut off before the ending, as the world saw. WWE actually had to release the clip on social media, on YouTube, on Facebook, because the biggest production failure was USA Network ending the broadcast while Cody Rhodes was still walking towards the ring. American viewers missed Cody saving Nick Aldis, confronting Gunther and challenging him to fight. Fans questioned why WWE began such an important angle without enough television time remaining. So that right there was an issue in of itself. But guys, that's just number one. Oh, man. Cody Rhodes did not immediately seek revenge on Gunther. Now, this should have been one of the first things. It should have at least been in the first 30 minutes, hell, the first hour, not till the end of the show. Gunther smashed Cody Rhodes' head on Raw with a car door on Monday night and left him bleeding and cost him a WWE Championship opportunity. Yet Cody opened SmackDown by calmly confronting CM Punk about SummerSlam instead of hunting down the man who attacked him. Cody only went after Gunther attacked Aldis, and that was some over an hour and a half later, almost 2 hours later, making Cody appear more concerned about regaining the championship than getting revenge on the man who cost him the undisputed WWE title in the first place. Cody completely no-sold the Raw attack. That is number 3 wrong on this issue. Only 4 days after having his head crushed against the car door, Cody appeared without a visible injury and acted as though nothing serious had happened 4 days before this. Meanwhile, CM Punk still had a black eye from his championship match, and fans felt that Cody's miraculous recovery damaged the brutality and the importance of Gunther's attack on Monday Night Raw. Number 4, what was wrong with SmackDown last night? Remember, for more videos like this, remember to like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, and turn on all notifications, because this will also be loaded with news, rumors, and gossip in the WWE Backstage. Instead of sprinting to the ring while Aldis was being repeatedly choked unconscious, Cody took far too long to save Nick Aldis. Do you see how there's a problem here? Do you see the theme? It is a Cody Rhodes problem. It is a Cody Rhodes issue on SmackDown, viewers, fans, and subscribers. WWE officials looked completely useless. Several referees and producers surrounded Gunther, but apparently could not prevent him from repeatedly applying the sleeper hold to the GM. Fans argued that someone should have physically restrained Gunther or attacked him from behind rather than standing around waiting for Cody Rhodes. There was too much bloodline content once again, viewers, fans, and subscribers. Some viewers felt that the lengthy segments could have been shortened substantially, especially because the show was already struggling to fit everything into 2 hours. And that's yet another issue, guys. Coming in at number 7, it felt too rushed. Okay? It felt like WWE SmackDown was just trying to cram in too many things too quickly, and the show kind of fell apart again. Looking back, when you first saw it, when you first witnessed it, SmackDown was like, all right, that wasn't too bad. That was worth a watch. It was worth my time to see. But then when you watch it back and you see the issues, you see the storyline problems, you see the booking issues, okay? Number 8, coming in at number 8, WWE abandoned the Blake Monroe, Julia, and Kiana James story completely. WWE created a major development involving Blake Monroe the previous week and then provided no meaningful follow-up. Okay, and again, yet another issue. Where is the follow-up? Where is the fallout? Where is the next chapter in that feud? Rhea Ripley and the Women's Championship were ignored again. Fans questioned why Rhea had not appeared for weeks and why WWE provided no clear direction for her championship headed towards SummerSlam. Other women, including Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Lash Legend, and Nia Jax, were also absent despite SmackDown having a loaded women's roster. And coming in at number 10, last but certainly not least, ladies and gentlemen, WWE failed to deliver a proper main event match. Now, the best countdown order for this, guys, would start with the women's division complaints, the bloodline overload, and then we save Cody Rhodes ignoring Gunther, ignoring the attack. And again, there is just so many holes that you could poke in for this SmackDown. But again, this was actually a SmackDown that was seen as many as a good show, as a strong show. But ladies and gentlemen, we are receiving word right now that Nick Aldis was first. Now let's go through the timeline here. First, Nick Aldis was placed on administrative leave for about a week, maybe 2 weeks at most, maybe not even that long. And then Nick Aldis comes back, okay? Nick Aldis comes back, but he doesn't come back on SmackDown. He comes back on Raw and announces that CM Punk will be the replacement for Cody Rhodes. Now, GM Nick Aldis is not even a Raw GM. He is not even an authority figure on the Red Brand on Netflix on Monday nights. And then he comes back out of nowhere on Raw. Instead, it should have been on SmackDown. Then he said he's back. He's back from administrative leave. He's back from his very mini sabbatical that they had. And now, viewers, fans, and subscribers, and now what we're hearing is that Nick Aldis is going to be on SmackDown. But now Nick Aldis is once again going to be off SmackDown because of the attack, the vicious assault from Gunther on the GM of SmackDown. Now, who's going to replace Nick Aldis? Who's going to step in? Who is going to be the interim GM of SmackDown? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that leads us to right here and right now, because according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters at this time, Sami Zayn replacing Nick Aldis as SmackDown GM in a massive roster revolution. Now, we all know Sami Zayn said he was going to take a mental health break because he lost the WWE title, and he's suffering, and he's depressed, and he's in a very bad place in his career. But yet you're going to have Sami Zayn run SmackDown. You're going to have Sami Zayn be the GM of SmackDown. Now, there's also conflicting rumors and gossip and speculation online that at the same time there is going to be because to fill Nick Aldis' shoes, it's pretty big shoes to fill because he's been one of the most consistent, one of the most prominent general managers for years. For years now, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? 2-3 years that he's been the SmackDown general manager without a break, without having to step on the sidelines, without having to be benched. We are receiving word that since the shoes will be too big to fill, that right now that it could be Sami Zayn will be the interim general manager, and then Kevin Owens will step in and be the co-interim general manager. Can you imagine how that would look? Because again, if you remember, about a week or so ago, it was rumored that Kevin Owens was going to replace Nick Aldis as the SmackDown general manager. And now in the same conversation, because the WWE are looking for ways to use and utilize Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens without them wrestling. And what about an authority role on SmackDown? You got double GMs. The last time we saw this, it was Austin Bischoff on Raw during what was the Ruthless Aggression era. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin 50-50 with Eric Bischoff. We all remember we all remember how entertaining that was. So can you imagine what it's going to be like if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are interim co-general managers of SmackDown? And again, we really don't know when Nick Aldis is going to come back. We don't know when Nick Aldis is going to return. Now, ladies and gentlemen, backstage heat. There's some backstage heat as Nick Aldis is forced out for new GM Sami Zayn, according to those in the know. Because we do it from the get-go. Also, at this hour, RVD, Rob Van Dam, claims ex-wife was sleeping with the maintenance guy before their divorce. Also, Jake Hager, Jack Swagger, calls divorce from Catalina White the biggest loss of his life, although he got knocked out last night, ladies and gentlemen. Also, we are receiving word right now that Buff Bagwell claims Shane McMahon threatened to fire him before his WWE debut. Jimmy the mouth of the South Hart. Jimmy Hart confirms he is still working with the WWE and he is still flying the WWE flag after decades in the wrestling business, and the Hall of Famer has no plans to slow down, even though he has lost the late, great Hulk Hogan, even though he has lost so many wrestlers that he has managed in his life. Also, breaking news on the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels and Bret the Hitman Hart. Shawn Michaels' Sunny Days comment shot allegedly sparked the Montreal screw job. Jade Cargill threatened Charlotte Flair after a brutal Alexa Bliss attack on SmackDown last night. Lola Vice celebrates 1 year in AAA ahead of the historic July 11th Fox show. Alexa Bliss shows off nasty bruises after Jade Cargill's attack. Also, we are receiving word right now that Carmelo Hayes revives an old tweet after Baron Corbin cost him on SmackDown last night. Is Baron Corbin going to return to the old ways, to his original gimmick, to his original character? What was it? The Lone Wolf, was it? Or are we going to see something completely different out of Baron Corbin this time around? Also, ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk's WWE title match, even though it was made official last night on SmackDown with Cody Rhodes, it could still turn into a multi-man match. Your guess for that one is as good as mine. The WWE has discussed turning Royal Rumble into a 2-night extravaganza. Ringside News is saying that they learned that the WWE has already discussed turning the Royal Rumble into a 2-night event. The first night would be the Women's Royal Rumble. The second night would be the Men's Royal Rumble. Nothing has been finalized, though, but the idea has been thrown on the table as the company continues to look for ways to expand its biggest premium live event. And I always said the big four are probably going to go all the way to 2 nights. I'll be honest with you, I kind of missed the one-night WrestleMania. I kind of missed the one-night SummerSlams. I kind of missed the one-nights. I don't know, man. Call me nostalgia. You know, call me a throwback. Call me vintage, call me whatever it may be, but I just like. But then you might say, well, Sean, you want to sit through a 5-hour WrestleMania, a 6-hour WrestleMania, an 8-hour WrestleMania? You want to sit through all of that? Again, here's Sean's View Entertainment. We're going to come on here every week about Raw, about SmackDown. Not only are we going to give you the Raw review, not only are we going to give you the SmackDown review, but we're also going to name, if we can, if there was 10 issues, if there were 10 problems with Raw or SmackDown. Hell, I might even add 10 problems with the PLEs in 2026. But I don't want to sound all negative, okay? Because again, I was the one that came on here and said SmackDown was a good show. But if you really want to nitpick it, if you really want to get down to the brash facts, if you want to get down to the brash and the brazen, that is what we do here on Sean's View Entertainment. So will there be a massive shakeup as Sami Zayn replaces Nick Aldis in a shocking GM role? Also, why the Bloodline fears new SmackDown GM Sami Zayn could overhaul the entire product. Sami Zayn becoming the SmackDown GM could alter the landscape of SmackDown forever. Make no mistake about it. Sami Zayn may be at his most brutal, not vulnerable. Sami Zayn may be at his worst. Just when he think he can be bad, he can be worse, okay? Because Sami Zayn can be just as dangerous as an authority figure who is in charge of SmackDown. Plenty more to come from the brash and the brazen. For more videos like this, click the bell, subscribe, become a channel member today, because I will always make you feel some sort of way.